5th episode and we haven't even figured out a time schedule yet.
Welcome to this shit. We still need to make a time
Fuck you.
schedule.
7:40 works. Zach, the slap of your lips make me erect.
We'll need to change the date at some point though, because I have to go back to the calendar.
Well, screw you! Okay? No one cares about your lost fucking damn ass scouts.
That's funny.
That's for me. Fucking, this is Izzy. She's a guest. She's Cameron's friend, and I only met her recently. Zach, what do you have to say to that? Because you have no idea who she is.
Ice cream cone.
Okay, hello.
Fucking phenomenal cunt.
Very
Alright.
nice.
Ice cream is phenomenal.
Yeah. When it falls.
Ice cream isn't that good,
It was
to be
too
honest.
much.
Oh, Sandy!
Fuck, I'm gonna...
How dare a woman have an opinion?
How dare
Yeah,
she?
were we going to talk about the fucking organ harvesting thing?
Oh, no.
Huh?
Okay, no, that's something that I gotta talk about. Hold on, let me get the newspaper real quick.
It wasn't monkeys again.
No, not quite.
not this time.
Shit, where'd I put the newspaper? Oh, here. Okay, so I have a story to tell, Zach. Okay, you chomping on your ice cream while you hear this. Okay. Jesus Christ. Okay, Zach, can you shut up? Shut your ice cream up.
Ah, cold. My teeth are sensitive. I spat some out. This is not going well.
Okay, so I went to Sydney with Cameron and Izzy, and we were in Chinatown, standing around. What? Yeah, my home. We were standing around talking about where we wanted to go next or something. And this old Chinese woman walks up to me and hands me this newspaper by the Epoch Times. I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Epic.
And yeah.
That's
And
Old Asian lady is based, confirmed.
yeah, and I'm like, oh, I have a shit ton of coins. How much is it for this? And she's like, no, it's free, it's free. I'm like, okay, cool. We start walking, and I open up the newspaper, and you want to know what the front of it says?
What?
How Chinese Communist Party endangered the world. Can you guess what that's about, Zach?
They killed all the sparrows and caused 5 million people to die of starvation.
No, not quite. It's this newspaper blaming the Chinese Communist Party for spreading the coronavirus.
Yes.
Can you guess why they're blaming the Chinese Communist Party? Or why the Chinese Communist Party would do this?
No.
Because there's a religious group called Falun that got more popular than the Chinese Communist Party, and they're like, we're gonna release this big-ass virus to kill them all. But it went haywire. It didn't work.
I think they just fucking shoot the other group.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Xi Jinping Winnie the Pooh doesn't take shit.
I mean, yeah. But on the... Are you okay?
That's morning
Queen.
ice cream.
The quim. On the back of the paper, it listed things that Chinese things that they've exposed in the past 20 years, and one of them was the illegal organ harvesting that took place a couple of years back. Do you remember that?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay.
Political one doesn't know.
Yeah. Apparently there was illegal organ harvesting a long ass time back, and there were like a ton of rumors and stuff, and a shit ton of articles and all that about it. Just fucking fascinating. Okay, we get it. You have ice cream. Stop being an asshat.
No, he doesn't have ice cream. He has ice cream.
I have a waffle cone.
I have a cat. Jesus Christ.
I could fit the rest of this in my mouth.
Do it.
But you won't.
Some fell on my fucking fuck.
This is peak fucking comedy.
This is
Ah,
ASMR.
black leggings.
Wait, Zach, you wear leggings?
It's on my leg, therefore leggings.
Jeez, why are you so close to your mic?
How else have you got to fill the
ASMR
ASMR?
ice cream soup.
Okay. Well, that was
have
the.
coronavirus. I'ma be back. I need to clean the bowl.
Oh, oh. Okay. Well,
Fuck.
while he isn't here, Izzy, do you have anything that you can think of that you want to talk about right now, or no? It's just
Well, I found this image on Reddit. Do you know what this is?
that's a penis.
Yes.
Incorrect. It is an arrow pointing to a brothel in Pompeii, 79 AD.
That's
You're
pretty
kidding.
fucking funny.
You're kidding.
That is fucking comedy. That is.
Yes.
Is
It is. How is this an arrow?
I don't know,
ready
Jake.
for a brothel. That's
Well,
your answer.
according to all the population of Pompeii in
Akon, do you know what a
History,
brothel
yes.
is?
Pompeii my dick and balls. What we doing?
So we're talking about this penis-looking
The
thing.
reason
Apparently, it's an
Ah.
arrow to a brothel.
So, I mean, Reddit hasn't produced anything interesting as of.
You guys want to know something cool?
What?
There's a guy in Pompeii who was caught in the act of just masturbating.
Yes.
I think everyone's seen that image, Zach.
Yes,
It's-
but let's just bring it up again since this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Showed it to Mr. D from memory.
Just unloading his last load in the face of God.
It's like that. I think we brought this up
Thumbs gate
before.
to hell.
I think we brought it up before in the podcast, but it's like as funny as that one student that crucified the rat.
There he is, my boy.
That one Chinese student that crucified the rat after
Yeah, I
catching
have
it
it
eating
right
his
here.
pet turtle.
He crucified and burned it.
Yeah.
It's.
You heard at school today, a while back actually, sometime this week, that in America or somewhere, some kids had a fucking riot and brought cannons in. Military involved.
By cannons, do you mean like they stole some from like a war exhibit, or they did like that one video of like a trash cannon that a bunch of
No
slabs
idea.
made?
They got the military involved and they bring tanks.
What?
Yeah.
That-
You didn't answer my question. So you know the video of like the bunch of Russian guys and they're huddled around a trash can. A guy pulls a string and the trash can fucking explodes. Just
I think so.
yeah, just like 50 of that.
They're like out in the streets. Black Lives Matter. Watch this, bitch. Fucking lets it rip. Everyone dies just around it.
Boom.
Yeah. Zach, do you want to talk about the new case of COVID that was found at your school? You know, without dropping your school's name or anything.
No, we're already in the news, so it doesn't fucking matter anymore.
Okay.
It's just a school in New South Wales, and year 7 kid. He was not home for a while, and then eventually the parents told the school there's little
Bowie.
COVID. And so the school was shut down after I had already been away for 2 days. And my parents didn't explain why I was away for those 2 days until they got the report that the school had a case of coronavirus.
Oh.
So, yeah, the school probably thinks I have Rona.
Do you think you have Rona?
Probably not, because if so, then then a lot of old people are gonna die at Carrington.
Wait. Did your school do one of those trips where they went to the nursing home?
No, my sister works there
Oh yeah.
with the elderly.
Oh yeah, and your sister still lives with you?
Yeah, she's a gronk.
She a grank.
Gronk dog.
Gronk. Fucking.
You
Oh, yeah,
fucking stupid
Zach,
gronk.
did you see the breakthroughs in the Epstein case?
Huh?
There were just a ton of fucking names were released. I don't know what names they were.
I was looking at the Chad Legal Eagle guy taking on literally the fucking government.
What do you mean by this?
There's a channel called Legal Eagle. My mains is a lawyer, and he talks about oh, this movie, this is like the fines they would pay if they this is like the maximum price they'd pay for their crimes, like sentences, like actual money, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then one day he just said, "I'm suing the government."
Oh yeah, I can see it
Because-
right here. I'm suing the White House, CIA, and DOJ.
Department of
Justice.
yeah.
DOJ, not G, sorry.
And so that is all because a certain White House representative did not talk during the impeachment trials, was not a witness, despite the fact he had evidence. So after the trials, he went to release a book about like the back doors.
Yeah.
However, the thing with that is that a lot of information was cut out. Obviously, some of it classified, but a lot of other information isn't. But if the classified information can lead to Trump being pushed out of office, that was information that should have been brought up, and if resurfaced, could mean Trump not only gets impeached but actually kicked out of office.
Oh yeah.
And however, the government can just say this is not information we want the public seeing, classified or not. And so he's like, I'm gonna do this thing which allows us to see any information that he was trying to release. Because you have to be specific. So this is the information he wanted people to know. It doesn't get a hold of classified information, but it does give information that could have been used during the trial. But he was stonewalled, and so he's now suing.
Okay.
Basically, he's gonna fight the government and probably win.
Maybe win. Most likely win. Fucking, I saw this, Domino's ad a while back. This Malaysian Domino's ad. Zach, have you heard any stories about, Malaysia? Or at least when I've been there?
Only story I've heard about other countries from someone I know is Indonesia, where a kid in my school said that a guy came and tried to take him, and so his dad came up like, "Why did you do it?" It's like, "How much you want?" It's like,
Give me the
"You're not gonna buy
child.
my son. I got a lot of money." So yeah, don't go to Indonesia.
What about you guys? Have you guys heard any funny stories from other countries? Like friends or
Uh,
anything?
Nothing particularly interesting happens in Germany or Sweden, so no.
Oh, Sweden! Oh, haha!
They're the most boring countries to exist. Well, Germany.
Well, when
Germany's
Germany
not
gets
boring.
interesting-
No, Germany.
When Germany gets
isn't.
interesting, they get genocidal, so it's probably for the
I
best.
mean, Jay got scammed.
Jay, how'd you get scammed? If you can unmute yourself, if not, text or whatever, fucking type. It's just, it'll be hard. Okay, well, while you do that, I just want to show you guys this ad from, the Domino's Pizza Malaysia. And, I want you guys to watch it. And just give me your reaction. Because-
Loading Twitter.com.
As I was watching this, so many other scenarios were just firing off in my head where it's like, wow, this could have been funny. And like, sure it was late at night, but I was like, wow, this could be funny.
Wow, this is straight up just not loading.
It don't want to load for you.
Load, honky.
Okay. The fuck is this? Oh.
Okay, I finished.
What were your thoughts on that, Cameron? What did you think of that ad?
Funny.
You funny.
It was funny.
I gotta put honker down in the in the definitive guide to insults. Okay. Have you seen it, Zach? Or does it just not load for you?
Still no load.
Okay. What about you, Izzy? Have you seen it yet, or will it not load?
It's buffering, but I'm still questioning what the hell is going on.
Is
Load.
There's an image. Oh wait, this. Callan, I'll send you this privately. Look at it at your own time. But I just saw it and it's.
okay.
Don't show my face in the video, faggot. I'll literally
Yeah,
sue.
I won't. I won't. Jesus Christ. Izzy, have you seen the video?
I just finished it.
What are your thoughts on
Hmm.
it?
I mean, I'm not sure about its effectiveness, but it was entertaining.
Was.
So,
All it needs to be is to be memorable.
fact.
I feel like they could have added like slurs in it, and it would have made it funny. Like, cause it was late at night when I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I saw this, and I'm like, I want to predict what they're gonna say, and I hadn't even registered that it was a Domino's ad.
Hey, you stupid faggot. Buy Domino's.
I have to fucking censor that. Okay, fun. Jake, can you speak
You're
now or
already
no?
censored. Looks
It's
like you've done
okay. I'm
better.
Danny DeVito. I'm a midget. Look at me go. I'm Jewish and I'm a midget. I'm Danny DeVito.
Is he? Aren't you Jewish? Or like
yeah, not
you're
the
from-
religion, the race. Yeah.
So anyway, I was born during the Holocaust.
Yes.
Israel.
It's
It's good.
Oh my god.
Israel.
I'm an Israelite.
Oh, okay. He's good.
Fucking one line and it's just like, oh no, it's my crush.
Okay. Zach, this doesn't specific. Zach or Izzy, this doesn't specifically go to you, but you can talk about what you think of this. Have you guys have you guys seen or played the Isle of Armor DLC?
Yeah.
No.
No.
What were your thoughts on it, Cameron? Or, like, what did you guys think looking from the
Looks
outside?
good. Apparently everyone's now getting a shiny Zera aura.
They defeated 5 million.
It was 1 million.
I fucking don't.
They got 250,000 in 2 days, and then yesterday they apparently hit the 1 million mark.
Yeah, I saw it. And I'm like, oh hell yeah, that's pretty cool.
Now I think they're shooting for the 2 million.
Well, are people gonna get 2 fucking Zero Auras, or what's
Oh, it
happening?
just gives you more shit.
Okay. I mean, Jake just put in the chat that it was good, too easy even with a new team, and it was too short. I mean,
At least you can fight.
You know what else is too short? Danny DeVito.
I thought it was a good expansion. I enjoyed it, and I got to use a team that I was just kind of like fucking around with. So I just enjoyed it, and even the minuscule plot that was there was pretty fun to do.
Oh, hell yeah.
Tundra is like 3, 4 times. Yeah, damn. So,
So Callum and Jacon, apparently you can fight Honey in the Isle of Armor.
oh yeah,
Yo, rip, little man.
came back.
Yeah, so you can fight Honey in the Isle of Armor if you give her enough watts, apparently.
Okay. It's pretty epic.
I didn't watch much of it, but her first Pokemon was a Clefable from memory. Yeah, like 1 million, 50 million.
Huh. Damn, that'd
I'm
be
thinking of
interesting.
Danny DeVito doing Build Delphines, I'm back. Thought I died. Surprise.
I fucking watched that last week.
Yeah, that was a beautiful video, man. It's fucking... I still have that stuck in my head. Jesus. Yeah. It is
Gobble, gobble up.
gobble gobble up art. Okay, what about Pokemon Unite while on the topic of Pokemon? What are your thoughts on
It
that?
shouldn't exist.
Give me a minute.
Is there
You
actually
don't need
a problem? It's just a fucking MOBA.
Yeah, but it's made by the people who made League.
Yes.
It's made by
It's just
and
League
Tencent.
League is
Legends.
successful.
Tencent owns Riot.
Oh, that's
Tencent
true.
owns. Doesn't
100%
Tencent also
of
have
Riot,
stocks
like
in
PUBG.
Blizzard?
Yeah, it owns. It also owns
Oh, it's just League of
PUBG.
Legends with Pokemon.
It has stocks in Epic.
Tencent fucking owns a percent of almost everything at this
It
point.
does. Have you seen it? Look at its Wikipedia page and how much it has. There is a lot.
Oh, yeah, you're the big gaming man.
I'm a
But
big
I don't-
gaming man.
I didn't like it. I was just like, oh, they're just doing a league with Pokemon. And when I saw the Tencent come up, I'm just like, I'm probably not gonna
No.
buy this unless I need
Isn't
to.
it- They have antivirus software.
Yeah, they do, but and your point being, it's Tencent. They got a dude banned for saying like, oh wow, stand up for Hong Kong.
Yeah. Have you actually seen Blizzard's Chinese response?
No.
Blizzard China's response to it. He has been banned for disrespecting our great nation.
Yeah,
They did not hide it. They fucking hate him.
bro, do you think he's gonna like turn up dead within the next like 3 years?
Probably.
He lives in America, so no.
That's 2 hours.
Yeah, that's fair. Fuck, did you send me, Zach? I'll look at it later. What about you, Izzy? Do you watch any Pokemon things? Are you much of a Pokemon gamer?
Pokemon isn't exactly my scene, although I know a few Pokemon. I like Fennekin. That's all I can say on it.
Okay, she's not one of us,
Made,
boys.
Not
never
one of
heard
us.
them.
It's not a particular interest of mine, but
So you're one of those people.
yes.
One of
Made
them.
another
I am
Pokemon
one of
game
them.
today.
What?
Made another Pokemon game today.
They what? Huh? Who made another
Huh?
Pokemon game?
A Pokemon company made another game today.
What games?
What game?
Pokemon Cafe Mix.
That came out
Oh.
like 3 days ago.
Oh, well, I'm fucking late.
Wait, isn't it
Yeah,
on
you stupid
great.
Switch? Let me.
I have it.
Is it free on Switch or something?
It's free.
It's free.
Okay, wait, hold up. Let me.
It's a puzzle game. It's kind of like Shuffle, but kind of not.
Shuffle was fun. I don't care what anyone says. I thought
I
Shuffle
like
was
Shuffle.
fun.
Shuffle was fun.
Time
Even
to
if it.
review Pokemon Cafe Mix.
Yeah,
Sorry.
fucking. My first review is gonna be a Pokemon Cafe Mix. Fucking beautiful game.
There are rat Pokemon, just like me.
I am Rat.
Oh yeah,
Get
on the
it?
topic of games, fucking I forgot. One of the kids at school, Callum, said we should try doing video game commentaries for this.
What kid?
I don't remember. He's on Bus B.
What is
And
what Did you just say it was Thunder?
Probably Thunder.
How did you achieve this information? How did you gain this?
We were in the fucking bus going home, and I mentioned, he started talking about the English assessment, and I mentioned how we were doing a podcast today, and he's just like, I should play games on it.
Should play video games? What do you like?
I'm
Do,
playing Pokemon right now.
Fuck you. Do a. Oh, what's that? What's the website that does pre-game discharge? I think they're called like DestructoBot or something. They do a.
If I were to call it something, I'd call it Come Fast.
Pre-tech come fast. Yeah, Destructoid.
This is your room? It's so
Yeah, they do. They
Did not
do.
expect that. Did not expect the ape.
Yeah, but the Destructoid, they do video game stuff and like podcasts, and it's all cool, and they talk about video games and stuff. But I don't have the time of day. Like, I only just got up to the final dungeon of Persona 5 in Royal, so I'm in a little spoiler territory.
I'm pretty sure he meant like what you guys did at like the start of the channel. You just played games and just fucked around the whole time.
Yeah, no, I'm working on that, man. The last two ones that I did, I didn't feel too achieved on. I didn't enjoy them. And actually, no, the second one I didn't feel too achieved on. And the third one was gonna have a joke, but then Black Lives Matter happened, and I was like,
Oh,
I kind of gotta put that away. So I'm
like
working
that
on the one.
after.
I want to. It's still just like, oh, this is gonna be a really shit subject because a lot of people like white people, big evil, ooga booga. When I don't like the all cops are bastard thing. I don't like it. It's
Can you send us like what was said after this?
after what?
After we finish recording.
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
Okay.
But basically, all cops are bastards are like, oh wow, all cops are cop equal bad, kill cop, attack his family, rape and pillage his home.
Symbol.
Yeah.
Rip and tear.
Yeah, it.
Burn the fucking Minneapolis police station, which has people who aren't cops in it. Like secretaries and minimum wage workers just trying to get by.
Crucify the police.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow, a black
Destroy
man
them.
died. Time to take everyone's stuff and make this the purge.
Yo, I want iPhone X,
This
but
has
I
happened
know
a number
how
of times
black guy
before.
died. Oh,
Just in all honesty,
Fucking.
they've killed black people like a number of times before, but this is the first reason they actually.
No.
fucking
So, Minneapolis is the worst, I think, city, to have, police brutality. Not specifically black, people, but just
I know.
police brutality in general. And so, I think 2 years ago it was a white person, and every other year since 2015 there has been at least one black person that's been reported heavily. And now that this has happened, a lot of other cases are just coming back up. And it's like, yeah, these were all bad things, but can you not go and destroy the local char time?
Can you not
We need that chart time.
There are Asian kids in there, you know, just trying to get by, you know, while their parents are locked up in like a condo somewhere getting
Can we
laid.
not destroy this black firefighter's a fucking sports bar?
Yeah, no, that also happened. They're just indiscriminately destroying everything, and it's against
not
their
that
cause.
He didn't do nothing. He was doing something for the community. He was doing shit, and you said nah.
And you got that, and you're fucking yeah. But it's so stupid because it's gotten to a point where it's just like, wow, this thing is just now associated with just pure and utter violence, and
They just
it
want to
throws
acknowledge
away the
them.
message.
want to acknowledge this. The second that guy died, everyone forgot coronavirus was happening.
Yeah, no, everyone just like they got their titties out. They went out in public and started like making out. You know, they put fingers in each other's asses, spread it wide, took a
Oh,
little nibble.
that just reminded me of something, and it's not stupid.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay, so a YouTuber I watch called Trey the Explainer recently released a video about Minoan Greeks and their civilization and fashion. The women in that culture, first of all, it was likely a matriarchy because there was literally never a picture of a woman working,
Yeah.
raising a child, and also was never a single image of a man resting or sitting down.
Okay.
But the clothing of the women was like they were fully clothed except for the face and chest. There was a literal boob window.
It's like Supergirl.
Like
Like she
it-
has a tit window, but this was like a lago.
First of all, that's Power Girl, and it's like
Shut
a
up.
hoodie with nothing underneath, and you just zip it open and tits are out.
Damn.
And the males just have something covering the crotch. That's it.
Yo,
That's it.
either masculinity or just pure horny. Which one will you choose?
Horngy.
Horny man.
Yeah, Jenna Marbles, that was the name of the girl who got cancelled.
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah. I.
She
You
made,
got
she made a she made a quote unquote blackface video in 2011, and then she got harassed, and now she's just no longer doing YouTube.
Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It's
Instantly
just
there on Twitter.
kind of shit how like everyone's just like jumping on things that someone wouldn't usually do. Like if I'm an employer, sure, if you did something 3 years ago, I don't care about. But if you did something 1 year ago, I'm not going to employ you because that's a very short amount of time. So it's just kind of like that for me personally. What about you guys? If you were an employer, how would that work?
Yeah, I think I'd agree with you there. 3 years ago is fine. As long as you aren't the same as you were then, it's good.
Yeah. And anyone
it's-
else want to say anything, huh?
Really, it depends on what job you're applying for.
Yeah, but like if
That-
you were the
yeah,
employer,
that factors into it.
just you were the employer of just your dream company, whatever. At what point is it okay to hire someone for screaming the N-word naked in a child's hospital?
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, I
so
think
in that
3.
case,
No,
I'd
no,
opt for
just
high.
in general,
No.
in general.
For like 3 or 5 years, yeah.
Okay, if it happened 3 or 5 years ago, it's fine.
Yeah, in my opinion, but still, there are still cases where they will not give a flying fuck. If it's the government, they're just like, oh, you raped this girl when you were 5. You're allowed to become prime minister. That fucking happens
Mm.
on that kind of level.
What about you, Izzy? How would that work for you?
I mean, I'd take it back about. It'd have to be more than about 10 years.
Oh, so you're very strong on this. You're like, wow, you called someone an N-word on Snapchat like
Yeah.
3 years
Wasn't
ago?
there that,
Wow, you should die.
there was
Just stay
that
away, please.
Ian reviewed that. What's her name?
Tana
Mongoose?
Mongoose?
Mongoose. Mongoose.
Do you mean Idubbbz? Oh yeah, Ian Idubbbz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was like, I mean, like
Oh,
you've
yeah,
also got to think of it. Say
that was-
N-word.
What? I remember she said he attacked her or something.
Yeah, no, she was like, wow, he attacked me. I
He
was
grabbed me
scared
by
for
the
my
neck and
life.
Put me in a headlock. I had to cancel my whole tour because of this man.
Zach's in a tight spot at the moment.
I see. Let's all start yelling racial
Profanities.
Alright, my dad just left, and it was family reasons,
Okay.
and yeah, no. He just came in, said some shit, and yeah, no, it was very uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, what about you, Zach? If you were an employer, at what point are you gonna allow someone to join if they said a word? Like, for me and Jake and Cameron, it's like 3 years. Izzy said it'd have to be 10 years ago, because she's not very lenient.
I literally don't give a shit what word you say. If you used it in a negative connotation to put someone down and harass someone, obviously, that's like 2 years if there's evidence you've learned. But if they just like said it as a joke one time, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, no,
That's
but like,
a good way of looking at it.
we're just talking about like if they said it to like harass someone or something.
Yeah,
Like-
once again, there has to be if there's evidence that they've learned, I'll let them in. Cause the thing is, I'll let in reformed prisoners, cause they get fucked over all the time.
Yeah, that's true. I stand with you on that. Just
Some prisoners should
Depends.
stay there though.
I mean, if someone's touched kids, no.
yeah, there's a thing in prison where like you'll have the murderers and all that.
They actually, everyone there hates pedophiles.
Yeah, they call them chomos, and everyone hates them. Like they'll get beat up.
Nobody likes
Like,
you. Even the regular rapist doesn't like you.
no, yeah, literally. There was cause I recently was watching quite a few clips from this one dude that would like shoot guns and shit. And he's doing a podcast now, and he was in jail for holding illegal weapons, and he was like, oh yeah, like you could see chomos getting like ganged up on in like the middle of the hallways, and the police officers wouldn't bat an eye. Like maybe after like they really start getting bloody, they go in and like tell them to stop, but even then they're not gonna grab anyone and pull them off.
They'll just be like, hey, don't do that.
Yeah, and then they'll walk off. But yeah, no, child molesters or child touchers.
Yeah, sometimes you
No.
have to put them in separate areas.
Yeah, because they'll just molest other people.
Yeah.
You're just an evolved child.
Oh, would you look at that? A little 18 boy. Close enough.
I also want taking murderers, because fuck that. I think taking a human life is the literal greatest sin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I know of some cases where that kind of thing was slightly justified.
Well,
Still agree, killing someone
if,
isn't.
if it was if it was
There are some
if it was
cases where
mans-
more
If it was
like,
manslaughter,
there are some
Yeah.
cases where like it was in good deed or something. Like they killed another murderer because they killed their wife or something. I know that happened in our area.
Really?
I've mentioned this before. I know someone who worked in that industry, and fucking, it was on the news, so we was allowed to talk about it. But mentioned how it was a father and a son, and their wife was killed by someone, and they killed the person who killed her, and they got sent to prison or whatever. And most of the guards agreed with him, just like, yeah, you did good, you're fine.
you did.
Still had to
Yeah.
do the time there, but it's
Hey,
just
yo,
like,
respect.
you're good.
Yeah, that's fair.
Need to change device. My computer's almost dead.
Also, this is a
Okay.
quick question for everyone here. Have you ever been a fan of the Sonic games?
Yes, I still am.
Alright.
Sonic games, yes.
I've played a bit of. I thought they were enjoyable, but I've never fully completed one.
Alright, how do you
kidding.
guys feel about the fact that on the 29th anniversary of Sonic, nothing has been released? There's been no new, like, Sonic game content since Forces,
I'm
random
pretty sure we're
updates.
getting a Forces 2. We
Oh,
need a Forces 2.
It was so heavily bombed, though. No one likes the boost anymore.
No one likes Forces at all.
But he's got
Boost-
money.
Well,
The
there's
boost
the Sonic
formula's
movie
gonna
2
die
at
soon.
least.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's gonna have Dwayne the Rock Johnson. I just
Yeah,
wanna.
it's Knuckles.
It
The
better
one
have
with the
Dwayne the Rock
pigtails.
Johnson.
Tougher than Knuckles.
Yeah.
I'm like Knuckles, I don't Knuckles.
I just want to bounce back to the people getting beat the ever living shit out of. I don't like the zero tolerance policy in schools. I think it's a shit policy.
Well, yeah, it's fucking self-defense. Everyone disagrees with that. My parents, if I beat someone up, like straight up just fucking went, and they attacked first, he'd be like, fucking bet. They tried to do shit.
stand back.
Yeah. What about you, Izzy? What are your thoughts on the zero tolerance policy?
I mean, if you're being attacked first, you have all right to attack someone back in terms of defense.
Yeah.
But if it's the opposite way around and there's no actual intent, there's no what would you call it?
There's no reason.
Yes, there's
Aggravated
not a
assault.
Yes, aggravated assault. If there is no aggravated assault, then they're in the wrong, and there should be punishment for that.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Hmm. Yeah. Makes sense. Fucking, I just killed that conversation.
I'm doing Pokemon competitive right now. So
Stop!
quiet.
Stop playing the video game.
No, I was thinking about
What?
earlier. If DBFZ2 were to come out, how would they like rework certain characters? I was thinking about Gogeta, Vegeta Blue, and of course Jiren, because you can fucking vanish out of his counters, which is gay.
I feel like they'd have to make Jiren a lot stronger, personally.
Obviously, and people are like, just give him a good mix-up because his damage is alright, and have his counters be unvanishable.
Yeah.
Love they just say fuck you to that idea and just give them recolors.
Bro, you haven't
Just
even
get-
played DBFZ.
I
All I'm
have.
gonna say is, you should have the option for like alternate costumes, like Super Saiyan Goku Torn Gi.
I think a lot of people agree on
They
that.
don't
Like,
have-
like.
They don't have costumes in it.
No, they have colors, which
They
I
have
think
colours.
still
They
look
had
pretty
costumes.
cool.
Like in summer, if in summer characters get Aquafina colors, as I like to call it, because they just get blue and white.
Yeah. I would like them to have costumes. It's just consider the way that they were made. Consider the way that Arc Systems made the models for the game. It would be really tedious and annoying
They
for them
have
to do.
the Torn Gi model though, because you can see it in
So they have this model, but they just
UI.
haven't used it.
Yeah, like people would love Omen. People prefer Omen, and they do have Omen coded
Yeah,
in.
I don't want to see Goku's ripped ass muscles all the time. I'd like to see Omen, but like just in general, like other outfits, it would probably be a pain because then they'd have to basically
Well, no,
take a
not
lot
like
away from
all
models.
like alternate outfits. Like for Gogeta,
What?
Or you just kind of vanished.
it would just be making him Super Saiyan.
Yeah, but
Same with Vegeta.
yeah, no, those things like that would be fine. But like full on alternate costumes, like how they have them in Overwatch, would be a pain probably to make.
It would just
Well-
be like one or two for each character.
Yeah,
Well, even then, like, people like Captain Ginyu and Nappa would not have those.
I mean, you could turn Captain Ginyu into just a glorified big ass frog. I feel like that'd be funny.
Frog.
It would be funny.
He'd be like the frog politician I drew in PE.
Yeah.
You can change his costume and it's just a question mark. He just like loads into the battle in his normal stance and then he just fucking turns into a frog.
Yeah. I mean, the whole thing with Captain Ginyu was he turned into a frog and then got fucking blasted into non-existence by the planet exploding.
No, he lived. Have you not seen?
Oh, yeah,
Resident
no,
Evil
no, no, no,
fucking
no, no.
card?
No, yeah, I saw.
You
Sorry.
globe
I just remember that he got teleported to Earth. And he was like,
I learned a couple of days ago about what flat earthers call people who believe the world is a sphere.
What do they call them?
Globetards.
Globetard. I'm a globetard.
Me and the boys being globetards. Also, quick question: is Russia a part of Asia or Europe?
fuck you.
It's split. It's split.
It's part of the Arctic.
Izzy,
Woman.
you can jump into these. Well, this question is aimed at everyone.
Yes.
So you better answer.
You have value.
Okay. Oh wait. So what's the question?
Is Russia part of Europe or Asia?
Primarily geographically speaking, Asia.
She
But-
was the only right one. All of you are fucking.
I mean,
retards.
yeah,
I-
I've
I've had this conversation with like 3 people over the week. I've said Asia, but I'm not gonna say here because then I'll get bullied. It's like, goo goo gaga.
It's part of Asia.
I know it's part of Asia, but I had this
Why
conversation
is
with
it
Connor,
Asia?
and he was just like, no, it's part of Europe, you imbecile. I'm like, no, it's not. Have you seen it geographically?
But
Don't
take
even
this
know
into
why
account.
some
The
of it-
language they speak, which is the Cyrillic characters, is also primarily in Europe. So
Yeah, but a lot of Pacific islands, like that have no relation to China, use very different languages, more similar to that of Polynesian, Maori, and Hawaiian than actual Asian. Are they part of Oceania? No, they're part of Asia. Shut the fuck up.
It's so stupid. Just this debate of, the Russia is the part of Europe.
Russia is
Kill
country.
yourself. It is country in Asia. That's my stance. Like I will die on that hill, like how you'll die on Super Saiyan 4 being a bad design.
It's so bad.
Yeah. Well, I don't have an opinion
Is it
on
Super
that.
Saiyan 4 the one with really long hair?
Yeah, and he
That's
gets like an
3.
8 body. No,
He's a
Super-
furry.
Yeah, no, Izzy and Cameron, I showed you guys the figure when we went into the city, and he had like
Oh wait,
red
that's
all
that
over
one
him.
where he has hair and he
Yes.
becomes half.
Yeah,
That's
he
the
becomes he becomes half full monkey.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, I fuck with it. Regular design,
Oh,
no.
Gogeta looks cool.
Yeah.
Speaking
Okay.
of figurines, when we went to the city, Vegeta fucking killed Goku.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck that was.
Ultra Instinct is fucking dead. Ding dong, the wicked bitch is fucking dead.
Big dog, wicked bitch is dead.
I'm just looking at the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and yeah, that looks pretty cool. I like that design. Fucking yeah. Do any of you guys have
What's
a
the-
job? Oh,
I'm applying for a job on Monday.
yeah.
I'm writing a resume, and because my mum is actually the employer, aka she's the one who looks at resumes and does the interviews, she's gonna help me out.
Oh yeah.
I see.
Nice.
Me, Callum, and Izzy are planning to go apply at EB Games.
Don't you have to be over 18 to work at EB Games?
16.
Definitely over 16,
16.
but
I'm-
there is leniency for 15-year-olds.
Look, I'll agree to it if you guys get in. If not, I'm just gonna go to Sanity across the way, or I'll just keep on doing what I'm doing now.
Fair
If
enough.
Sandy ever sells
yes,
BTS,
helping
I'll
at a tennis
fucking
court with
burn it.
autistic kids.
Look, I'll make sure that every BTS shipment mysteriously goes missing.
It just vanishes.
Where is it? There's just a bonfire outside. I don't know, sir.
Yo,
What's
so,
this?
like,
Some
the
comet
shits
fell.
Came in.
I don't know, sir. There's just a bonfire in the middle of the store.
You know, security guards went to the other side of the store. Security cameras started working. Little shits came out, burned BTS. I didn't stop them because you don't pay me
BTS is
enough.
gone.
No, it's like out in the loading bay.
$500
There's
now,
just like
then we talk.
it's just like in the middle of the night or like at like 6 p.m. Like I light a fire. My boss comes out. He's like, "What is this? Like a comet?" I don't fucking know.
It's a comet. Whoopsies.
Yo, I'm trying to put this shit out. You
A
wanna help me or
rock fell
not?
from the sky and it's on fire.
Yeah, I don't know what else to tell you. Like it'll burn out, but it's pretty cool, man.
Fucking, if it was
know what to say,
2016,
bro.
I swear someone would have yelled, "It's just a prank, bro."
Oh, just prank, bro.
Oh god.
That'd be fucking cool. Fucking epic.
Hey guys, me Mudahar. Praise the cube, me Mudahar.
Praise
Thoughts on
King.
Last of Us 2?
Don't have it.
Looks great.
I don't
haven't
have an
seen it.
opinion
I've not
on
played
it, but from what I've seen, because I watched the Some Ordinary Gamer stream, it looks kinda a little bit boring. And
You know what my favorite part of the game is? The sex scene you're forced to watch between the antagonists.
Wait, what?
I've
That's
seen
in
I've
the
seen the
game?
gay one, like I've seen screenshots of the gay one, but I haven't seen anything from this one that you're talking about. Or is that the one?
I think it's the one, cause the antagonist, the person who just killed Joel, the protagonist of the last game,
With a golf club.
yeah, just has an unskippable sex scene.
Yeah, no, but
That's-
it's a
that's pretty
girl, and what I
cool.
was watching were two guys railing.
The whole joke is that she looks like a guy. She looks like the "it is ma'am."
I mean, she got jacked in like 4 years. Her muscles like expandonged. Yeah.
That's because testosterone it helps build the muscle.
She got injected with testosterone.
Or steroids,
Yeah.
which is still a hormone that develops muscle, so I think it's in the same category. But
Same difference.
Kind of moment in.
I hate that phrase. Same difference.
Yeah, it's really annoying.
Same difference.
It's
So they're different in the same way.
Same difference of
What?
my cock.
On the topic of testosterone, we had a moment in one of our classes where absolutely no fucking reason the guys in our class just started yelling Fortnite at the top of their lungs. And the teacher just walks out of a room, walks back in with someone else, and just yells, "Can you get these kids out of here? They're high on testosterone."
What?
What?
Yeah.
how what? How what?
I don't know.
High on
That just reminded me of
testosterone.
something also
I
I
don't
think
know what
Rupert
the
Murdoch
fuck
might be dead.
happened.
Rupert Murdoch is dead. What do you mean by this, Zach?
Fuck.
What?
He was trending. I thought he fucking died.
I just heard that in like the spree of echoes. Just I think Rupert Murdoch might be dead. And I'm just like, what do you mean?
I was about to say poggers. What were we talking about? I thought of something, but I've lost focus.
Yeah, so
Just-
right.
I hope Rupert Murdoch dies. I hope he falls from the toppest tower of like his building. Someone like just pushes him, just gives him a nudge, and him in his wheelchair just fall to the ground.
I'm gonna get a club and go. Hear his bones rattle.
It sounded like you like broke glass.
Yeah, I have one of those like I don't know what to describe it. I'll send a picture later, but it's a fucking weird shit, and it's making the.
Oh yeah. Makes sense. Man of frog. That's what Finley has to draw now. Zach has a frog.
Yeah.
Frog.
Frog man. That'd be fucking terrible to see. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Quick question. It's just a general thing. You may not know the answer, but what's your interpretation? Do lesbians like MILFs?
Yes.
Yes.
Says like a
Yes.
very good.
Look, Zach,
Very
if
good.
you can like a MILF, then a lesbian can like a MILF.
That's
Okay,
how it
okay,
works.
now alright, now I need to go a little deeper. I've asked some people this, but like do like straight women watch gay porn? I mean,
I mean,
Yeah.
we have one.
Getting
We,
raped.
A lot do we?
No.
Yeah, we know people.
I mean, yeah, Cameron and I know
A
people.
lot of people
Izzy,
I know do.
what about you?
No.
No. Okay.
No. No.
I think it's reasonable for them to do it.
No, that's the thing though. I've asked this to roughly 6 women, and if you include Issy, that's been 7 women. All of them had said no.
Everyone I ask says yes.
I mean, like a majority of the people that I ask have said yes.
I've asked like 10 people.
Yeah, that's fair.
All I'm gonna say is it's a bit selfish. I'm not gonna say it's bad, but I mean,
How is it selfish?
How is it? I want to know.
How so?
Like,
it's all
in what
about-
regard
it's
do you
all
mean?
about a woman enjoying it. it can't just be the enjoyment of sex itself. They don't admire the body, the physique,
The chiseled abs on a man.
the chiseled ass.
Yeah. Connor's got one of those.
I have a fat ass because I'm obese.
Someone writing a fanfic about Connor, Jacob, and I think you're in the next one.
Yeah, I'm in the next volume. I'm like their dad.
She is? Yes, we're all cousins.
Yeah,
It's going to be called like the Human Fistipede or some shit.
Oh yeah, cause it'd just be like a circle of us fisting each other.
I'm
A
sorry,
human
I was
centipede
listening
in
to Sweet
space.
Home Alabama bass boosted due to Barry B. Benson going, we're all cousins. Fuck did I just return to?
Okay. So our friend Leah, she's making a fan fiction between Connor and Jacob. Cameron and Zach, you'll know who they are. Izzy, you'll know who Jacob is. Jake, you can just imagine these people however you want.
I'll imagine them how I want.
Connor's got a fat ass and Jacob's what a weeb would look like if he didn't have pimples. Anyway, so like, Leah was like writing a fan fiction about them, and I walk over and I overhear it, and I'm like, ooh, can I be in the next volume? I'll be the exchange student, and and we could all fist each other like the human centipede, but with
Why
arms.
would you promote that to happen?
It was like when we were walking and I saw a hung ass horse and I'm like, horse cock. It's just one of those spur of the moment things.
Didn't you or someone else make a joke about the third one? I make an appearance as a childhood friend or some shit.
Yes!
I forgot the main points of it. I remember prequel and childhood friend, but what the fuck else was there? There was another part of it.
It was just the sequel with the exchange student thing, and that's
Okay.
that's
I
the
remember there
second
being
one.
a third main point.
No, I can't remember. My memory is like my memory bad. Ooga. Yes.
All I'm gonna say is, you will not believe your eyes, bruv.
Yes.
Hey, Callum, your game ends on Wednesday.
My what?
1st of July is on Wednesday. The game of Tip ends.
Oh yeah. No one's really done anything.
Yeah,
It
you all
doesn't
fucking
matter.
gave up after like the first week.
It doesn't matter.
What the hell is your problem?
The hell is your problem, bro? Fucking. Okay, here's another thing we can talk about. Min from Arms is in Smash now.
Yes, I'm happy. I'm very happy.
Is it because Ramen Noodle Woman make you horny?
Twintel looks better, she has the fatter ass.
Exactly why I'm happy.
Okay. Is it just you guys that think this?
I don't fucking ask people about that shit.
Yeah, I know, but what about you, Izzy or Cameron?
My opinion on what?
Min
Wait, I
being in
must ask.
Smash.
Do you all own a? Is this for? Okay, oh Smash.
You fucking
Um,
retarded.
Yes.
What? So are you and stupid?
That combination normally doesn't work, but
Exactly.
yeah,
You're one of a
it's
kind.
a bit unfortunate. Yes.
Yeah, but what are your thoughts on it, or do you have none?
Jesus Christ, someone
stupid.
just started playing the...
So new fight amendment. I mean, I'm looking at this image right now, and I must say, kinda thick.
What are your thoughts on Min being character in Smash?
I don't have any opinion on that. I'm just saying
There.
thick.
Okay.
Sakura's got a slinky.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
just
And
got a
they're
fucking
also a
Twinkie.
ramen noodle.
Facts.
I'm gonna say,
But I
I
will
would
still-
laugh my ass off as one of her fucking moves is just throwing a bowl of noodles.
Sadly, it isn't.
Ah, damn.
Yeah.
Who's next, anyway?
Who's
Oh,
next? No one. Why would we? It just got announced this week. No one's gonna be like, Sakurai's gonna come out and be like, oh wow, the main character from Akira is gonna be in Smash next. No. Give this thing's time. It's like what we were talking
It's
about
gonna
last
take
week.
a while. He said
If-
there's
If
Who wants to
Nintendo-
learn something cool and epic that isn't boring the fuck out of me?
What?
Dunkleosteus, despite commonly being depicted as shark-like, was not a shark, and is more like an ancestor to the sharks.
Bro,
what
this
is?
a dinosaur?
Dunkleosteus. It was a bony armored fish.
Hold up.
Its face was a shield and had knives for teeth. Well, they
That
weren't
sounds
teeth,
really
they were
cool.
they're like
Do you have a
proto
photo
teeth.
of that?
Oh, I'm just looking up now.
Dunkleosteus? Hell yeah.
Yo!
I wanna-
Wait, I think I've seen something like this before. Just.
What's the hell?
I've
is that?
seen this in the aquarium, though.
It still
Dunkleosteus
lives!
is-
No, but yeah, I've seen like pictures of this and stuff before, and it looks pretty cool.
Dunkleosteus is fucking poggers.
Yeah.
And the thing about theory that's currently going around is that all fish are descended from armored fish.
Oh yeah.
So that means bony fish like oriences and the cartilaginous fish like sharks and rays and chimeras are all related to these boys.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be pretty wicked, bro. That'd be gnarly.
That is a cool fucking fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this brings up a question that I want to
Oh,
ask.
this reminds me of another thing about
Yeah?
evolution.
You go there.
Teeth were not evolved from bones at all.
What would
They
they
are
evolve
actually modified scales.
from? The fuck?
That's the one thing I didn't need to know.
I didn't want to know that. That's.
It could have been worse.
Teeth ain't bone, that's scales and shit.
Bro, I'm part lizard. I
Uh.
can say the lizard word.
I can say the lizard word now.
I can save the lizard world.
Another thing, just because I have fucking interest and I want to include them in this discussion.
Oh yeah.
Tyrannosaurus likely didn't have feathers as we know it, but instead filaments. So it was kind of like a halfway between a hair and feathers.
Yeah.
But they were likely fully feathered or fully filamented while they were babs.
Oh yes, makes sense. What do you think is the most metal way to die?
What do you mean the most metal way?
Like, what's the most hardcore, extreme way to die?
Going up in flames.
You gotta think creatively about this.
I'm trying to think of something
Okay,
really
okay.
stupid.
Let me give you an example. I asked this to my maths teacher today, and he told me a story about a heavy metal band member that shot his brains out, and when his bandmates found him because he used a shotgun, everything was everywhere. They got all of the bits and pieces of skull, made them into necklaces, and sold them to the fans.
What the fuck?
Well,
There's
that's
a metal way to
actually
die,
a
because
thing
I
that
have a very
happened?
metal way to die, which is hop on the back of those giant cargo trucks,
Yeah.
scream God is dead and I killed him, play a sick guitar riff, and then get fucking splattered onto one of those giant billboards.
That's, that is pretty metal, my dude. Oh, I
That
fucking love
literally just demands power.
I think me just going full blown retard just fucking said smash guitar then hang yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what do you guys think, Jake and Izzy? What do
I'm
you
trying to think of something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to match that.
I mean, there was a German dude who was named after Jesus. What he
nice.
wanted to do was he wanted to kill himself on stage, like in a Halloween. But every Halloween, he was in jail, so he couldn't do it. And then one time, he got kicked out of the venue with his band and a ton of his fans. So he led them all to the hotel that he was staying in, had a party, overdosed on like meth, and like died. But they thought the partygoers thought that he was just sleeping, so they like partied with his corpse for like 2 whole days. And then when it started stinking, they decided to check it out. And like this guy was notorious for like shitting and pissing on the stage and throwing it at people.
Actual chimpanzee.
Yeah, no, but like after his death, like fans would go and like shit on his grave and stuff, his headstone, and like it got so bad that the family actually removed the headstone.
Oh,
That's terrible.
they shattered his head.
I gotta say, this is their damn fucking fault.
No, but like something like that, like just absolutely like metal, if that makes any sense.
Are you saying metal as in retarded or metal as in
guy
metal?
is turning into
Like
a shadow.
metal, like hardcore death.
Hmm.
Uh,
Being bludgeoned with your own guitar.
Okay, that's not as creative as Zach's, but I guess. Like, if you're on stage in front of a ton of people, you just, like, start hitting your head real hard on guitar.
I'm not as autistically creative.
Because this is once again boring me. Fun facts: Australia's largest predator was a megaraptor known as Ostravlinator. It lived during the Jurassic. It was roughly 4 meters tall, 10 meters long, so a bit shorter than T-Rex, and likely attacked mainly with its claws rather than its mouth.
Didn't you talk about something like this, like, a couple podcasts ago, where it's, like, big-ass, lizard thing?
That's Megalania. That was during, well, this era.
But we,
the,
like, killed it off.
Yeah, the Aboriginals fucking killed it because they could outrun it, so it couldn't run away, and a lot of its prey, like the giant kangaroo and the rhino-sized wombat, were fucking stabbed to death. The same thing happened on New Zealand, where a giant species of bird called the moa were like giant herbivores, and a
They got
predator
wiped
called
out?
the horsed eagle preyed exclusively on the moas. But humans killed all the moas, and the horsed eagle starved because it couldn't kill humans because they would just stab it with a spear.
Ooh, Grug. Grug, kill animal
Grug.
with spear. Ooh, 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 ooh.
And something offensive because it's actually America, just thought it would have been unya.
Zach, you're always full of stories. Do you have anything funny that happened in the past, like, 2 weeks or so?
My parents and uncles are having an argument.
Oh!
Okay.
Yeah.
Once they found out I had been, well, there was a case in my school, but my father, he had, essentially lost his key, so he was stuck at work. My mum was going to pick him up because she was with, handling who had just had her wisdom teeth taken out.
Oh, yeah.
So could have genuinely hurt herself, so she was just in the area to make sure that, she didn't do anything stupid. So they had to call down, our uncle. Well, not really our uncle, but the divorce isn't official, so. Yeah, but, he came down, picked him up, came back, and when they found out that happened and that I had, that in my school someone had the Rona,
Baba Booey,
you can probably, like, sense that, but it's gonna be fucking hard to find someone called,
Baba Booey,
Yeah.
said, "Oh, thanks for killing my dad," and so,
Oh, wait. Did his dad die of coronavirus?
no, he's still alive, it's just that, he picked up my dad after the case had been confirmed,
Okay.
and so being the stoner that he is, has just went to the worst possible outcome. And then so my auntie started complaining to my mum, and then to my dad, and my dad gave them shit, and now we probably won't talk for like the rest of quarantine.
Damn. Yo, you got anything to talk about
Baba Booey,
the people that don't know who this being is?
Baba Booey,
Tooth.
No, fuck.
Baba Booey, Baba Booey,
No. Talk about
Baba Booey,
Zach.
You just mentioned him.
Context.
Your relative,
Baba Booey,
is he like your uncle? Some
Oh
shit?
no, he's my cousin.
Yeah, do you want to talk about him or no?
He's a fucking bum.
You want to elaborate on that or no?
My dad has a lot of relations with workers because he was part of a union. So he knows a lot of, bosses and workers, people like that. So he has a lot of connections, and so, obviously,
Baba Bowie.
was looking for a job. And so he comes to my dad like, oh, hey, can I get like a job in this kind of industry? He's like, sure, I think I have someone who works in that industry. And so he recommends them, and he either goes for one day, doesn't go at all, or works there for long, and then gets caught on drugs.
Oh.
Just high as fuck on the
He has
job.
only worked, he's only worked at 4 jobs, and he's in his 30s. And he's currently unemployed.
When you first talked about him to me, you said that he was like a biologist or something, and you got like this plant.
Botanist or whatever.
Yeah. I'm fucking
Yeah.
retarded. Plant boy.
Obviously, my dad was like, because now these people would no longer like see anyone my dad's recommend as trustworthy.
Yeah.
That could actually affect me later in life with getting recommended to places.
Yeah. That'll fucking suck, man.
The worst is he's actually diagnosed with anxiety, but he just never takes his fucking medication. He's doing good, and instead of keeping on the medication, he just fucking stops doing it. And then he gets anxious again, then he has to take the medication again. But it ruins everything. And it's fucking... I'm gonna stop now. This is getting
Yeah.
too personal.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm going for about an hour 20, I think.
No, not quite,
Yeah.
but yeah, thereabouts. You wanna wrap up?
We started at about 9 minutes, so...
Yeah. You wanna wrap?
Yeah.
Sure.
Thanks
Playing
for,
Zelda.
thanks for listening. These two are playing Zelda or some Nintendo
I'm playing
games.
Zelda, yeah.
Kill yourself.
I'm doing master mode.
I don't care if you do
Oh,
master
yeah.
mode.
It's so hard.
You're hard.
I
That's
am.
what she said.
Oh. Thanks for listening. You can find me in description shit. I don't know anymore, man.
Am I in the description?
I don't know. Do you want to be in the
Yeah,
description?
sure. Yeah, I'll be
Okay.
in the description.
Zach doesn't want to be there, I don't think. So, yeah, you'll find me and Jacob, our Twitter, there. Thank you for listening. Goodbye, I guess. And yourself.
Always
Bye-bye.
check your sources.
Adios.
And one day we'll be succeeded by a higher race. It is inevitable. Accept it.
It
nerd.
will happen.
We're all dead.
Yeah.